Wednesday of the second week in Ordinary Time.
A reading from the letter to the Hebrews. Melchizedek, king of Salem and priest of God Most High, met Abraham as he returned from his defeat of the kings and blessed him. And Abraham apportioned to him 1/10 of everything. His name first means righteous king, and he was also king of Salem, that is, king of peace. Without father, mother, or ancestry, without beginning of days or end of life, thus made to resemble the Son of God, he remains a priest forever. It is even more obvious if another priest is raised up after the likeness of Melchizedek, who has become so not by a law expressed in a commandment concerning physical descent, but by the power of a life that cannot be destroyed. For it is testified, "You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek." The word of the Lord.
Responsorial Psalm. The response is, "You are a priest forever, in the line of Melchizedek." The Lord said to my Lord, "Sit at my right hand, till I make your enemies your footstool." You are a priest forever, in the line of Melchizedek. The scepter of your power the Lord will stretch forth from Zion. Rule in the midst of your enemies. You are a priest forever, in the line of Melchizedek. Yours is princely power in the day of your birth, in holy splendor. Before the day star, like the dew, I have begotten you. You are a priest forever, in the line of Melchizedek. The Lord has sworn, and he will not repent. You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. You are a priest forever, in the line of Melchizedek.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus entered the synagogue. There was a man there who had a withered hand. They watched Jesus closely to see if he would cure him on the Sabbath, so that they might accuse him. He said to the man with the withered hand, "Come up here before us." Then he said to the Pharisees, "Is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath rather than to do evil, to save life rather than to destroy it?" But they remained silent, looking around at them with anger and grieved at their hardness of heart. Jesus said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." He stretched it out, and his hand was restored. The Pharisees went out and immediately took counsel with the Herodians against him to put him to death. The Gospel of the Lord.
January 18th, Wednesday of the second week in Ordinary Time. The first reading comes from the letter to the Hebrews chapter 7, verses 1 to 3 and 15 to 17. The author of this letter has already implied that Jesus is a priest, but in the order of Melchizedek. Now Melchizedek was a priest of Salem. The way that you say city of Salem in Hebrew is Jerusalem. So he's from Jerusalem. He was a priest of God, even though he was not of the tribe of Levi. And his name, Melchizedek, means king of righteousness. What offering did he offer? He offered an offering of bread and wine. So all of this, that he's the king of righteousness, king of Jerusalem, he's a priest chosen by God. He offers bread and wine, is a prefiguring of Jesus, who fulfills all of those things. Jesus was raised up in the order of Melchizedek, and he has received that authority that he would be a priest forever like Melchizedek. Now, what does that priest forever like Melchizedek mean? That's taken from Psalm 110. And that was a passage that was said over the king of Israel when he was enthroned. Because in those days, the days of David and Solomon, kings of Israel were also considered to be priests. Remember how David offers the offerings when the Ark of the Covenant is brought into Jerusalem. Remember how Solomon offers offerings when the temple is dedicated. And so the king was also priest. He was of the order of Melchizedek because he was not from the tribe of Levi, but nevertheless he shared the eternal priesthood of Melchizedek. Now Jesus fulfills all of that, because even though he's of the tribe of Judah, he is our high priest. The gospel is from Mark 3, 1-6. Jesus is in the synagogue, and there's a man with a withered hand, and the leaders of the Jews are watching to see whether Jesus will heal him, just so that they have an accusation against him. And isn't that a really cynical thing to do? Instead of wanting Jesus to do good towards this man, they want to use this man as an accusation, as a way of getting back at Jesus. They don't want good to be done. They want separation. They want evil. They want hate. And so Jesus does heal him. And he says, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath or to do evil? Now, technically, you can heal somebody if they're at the point of death. But this man is not dying, simply a withered hand. Nevertheless, he heals him. And the Pharisees and the Herodians use this as a reason to be able to attack Jesus, to want him to put him to death. Jesus is giving health, he's giving life, and they only want death. This is a strong warning to us when we see other people doing good and we don't necessarily like those people. Instead of judging them harshly, we should see the good they're doing and celebrate the goodness, even if we don't necessarily like those people. And may God bless us.